everyone. Welcome back. This is Mr. Speakeasy English Podcast. I'm Sarah, and today we're talking about something almost everyone has tried and dramatically failed at least once.
And I'm Mike, professional failer of New Year's resolutions. Sarah, I have a confession. Last January, I bought a gym membership, 3 self-help books, and a very expensive water bottle, all in one single afternoon.
That sounds like an entire personality crisis with a receipt attached. How long did this new lifestyle actually last?
I went to the gym twice. The books are still on my shelf, staring at me judgmentally. The water bottle, though, thriving. Best purchase of my life.
So out of your entire life transformation, the only survivor was a water bottle?
It's basically the main character now. Everything else was just supporting cast.
I think a lot of listeners know this exact feeling. You get excited, you buy everything, you make a beautiful plan, and 3 days later, you're back to normal, holding a water bottle and some regret.
Today we're talking about how change actually works, not the movie version where you transform overnight in a training montage with music playing.
No dramatic music, no slow motion running, just real change that survives your actual chaotic, tired life.
And this connects to English learning too, because learners don't just want better grammar, they want to actually stick with it longer than my gym membership did.
If any of this sounds painfully familiar, like this video and subscribe to Mr. Speakeasy English. Let's dive in.
Sarah, be honest. Have you ever made one of those big, dramatic, new me plans?
Oh, absolutely. Once I decided I'd wake up at 5 a.m., learn Italian, cook every meal from scratch, and give up sugar, all starting the exact same Monday.
That's not a plan, Sarah. That's a hostage situation you created for yourself.
Honestly, accurate. Guess what happened by Wednesday?
You were back in bed at 8 a.m. with chocolate in one hand and regret in the other?
Exactly that image. And then I told myself, I have zero self-control. I'm hopeless. Which, surprise, made everything feel worse, not better.
So insulting yourself didn't magically fix anything? Shocking.
Turns out, no. A lot of people confuse punishing themselves with actually improving. They're not even distant cousins.
So if it wasn't really about willpower, what was actually going wrong?
The plan itself was the disaster, Mike. 5 habits all at once, starting on one unlucky Monday. That's not a plan. That's a trap I built for myself.
You basically ambushed your own future self.
Completely. It wasn't that I was weak. My plan simply wasn't built to survive contact with an actual Tuesday.
So if someone says, I'll study English whenever I find free time, that's basically a beautifully disguised way of saying never?
Pretty much. Whenever I find time usually translates to when pigs learn to fly.
Can we talk about procrastination? Because I think I might genuinely have a black belt in it.
I thought your black belt was in buying expensive water bottles.
I contain multitudes, Sarah. I delay replying to texts, doing laundry, and sometimes I let emails sit so long they practically apply for citizenship in my inbox.
That's oddly specific and very concerning.
I'm a complicated man.
But honestly, that's really common, and it's usually not about laziness at all.
Wait, so I'm not just lazy? I need this in writing.
Often, we delay things because they feel bigger or scarier than they really are. Reply to that email? Sounds tiny, but your brain goes, but what if it starts a whole complicated conversation?
My brain has definitely staged that exact panic before.
So instead of, I'm lazy, a better question is, what's actually blocking me? That thing is called a barrier.
Give me an example of fighting an actual barrier.
If you avoid speaking English because you're nervous, the barrier is fear. So Start tiny. Whisper one sentence to your houseplant if you have to.
My houseplant has heard some things.
I bet it has.
What if the barrier's just pure forgetfulness?
Attach it to something automatic, like right after brushing your teeth.
And if the barrier is boredom?
Turn it into a game. Reward yourself. Bribe your own brain shamelessly.
So the real question isn't, why am I lazy? It's, what's actually in my way?
Exactly that.
Exactly that.
Okay, here's my other issue. I always choose comfort right now over my goals later. Like, aggressively.
That's called impulsivity.
Please don't diagnose me on a podcast, Sarah.
It just means acting on what you want immediately. No thinking involved whatsoever.
Devastatingly accurate. I sit down to work and somehow my phone teleports into my hand 5 minutes later.
Like it has legs now.
It absolutely does. Suddenly I've watched 40 minutes of strangers renovating houses I will never live in.
A different house every time?
Always a new house, always the same amount of regret afterward.
That's your brain grabbing the small, instant reward instead of the bigger, later one.
So how do I actually fight this beast?
Don't fight it head on. Trick it instead. Attach something fun to the habit you're building.
Like what exactly?
Only listen to your favorite music while doing English practice. Bribery, but for your own good.
Self-bribery. I respect that strategy deeply.
The goal is making good habits feel less like punishment, because painful habits die fast. Here's a question, Mike. Do you ever make private plans and tell absolutely nobody?
Constantly. Witness protection program for my own goals.
That's dramatic, but I get it. That's exactly where accountability helps.
That's dramatic, but I get it. That's exactly where accountability helps.
I have very complicated feelings about that word. Why complicated? Because if I tell a friend, check on me tomorrow, and tomorrow actually shows up, you immediately regret ever speaking. Instantly and violently. But it genuinely works. Once someone else knows your plan, it stops being just a secret thought you can quietly abandon.
It becomes an actual promise.
With witnesses. Exactly. But it should feel supportive, never like public shaming. So not, wow, you failed again, Mike. More like, hey, did you get your 5 minutes in today? Much kinder. My fragile ego thanks you. Accountability should lift you up, not throw tomatoes at you. I think I'm actually understanding something here. Go on, surprise me. Change isn't one dramatic decision. It's a bunch of tiny, sneaky adjustments to how your life is set up.
Well, look at you being wise.
It happens occasionally. Don't get used to it. So for English, that could mean a specific 10-minute window, materials ready nearby, made enjoyable, plus a friend lightly checking in. That sounds far more survivable than my usual 5-habit ambush plan.
Less blame, better strategy. Instead of, I failed, ask, what needs adjusting?
I genuinely like that question.
One failed attempt doesn't kill the whole goal. It just means tweaking the plan. Too much time? Cut it. Too boring alone? Find a partner. Too scary to speak? One sentence is enough.
This turned into an accidental self-help seminar.
A genuinely useful one, though. Most learners aren't failing from not caring. They care a lot. The plan's just too heavy or vague.
Or it only survives on days motivation randomly decides to show up.
So, real advice? Start smaller than your ego demands.
Ouch. My ego wants 2 flawless hours daily.
Your actual life has room for 10 minutes, tops.
My ego wants perfect pronunciation immediately.
Your actual life needs one honest, slightly wobbly sentence.
That's kinder than my ego deserves, honestly.
And way more effective. The goal was never perfection. It's becoming someone who keeps coming back.
I really love that.
Someone who returns after a rough week, restarts after missing days, adjusts instead of self-destructing.
That's how lasting change actually happens. Slowly, honestly, one small, ridiculous step at a time.
Now, let's slow down and go through today's key words together in our word tour.
Our first word is willpower. The mental strength to keep going, even when something's hard.
Example: I need more willpower when there's cake in the kitchen. Or, my willpower vanishes completely after 9 p.m.
Next, strategy. A clear plan or method for reaching a goal.
Example: my strategy is studying right after breakfast. Or, I need a new strategy. My old one clearly retired.
Next, barrier. Something that blocks you or makes progress harder.
Example: tiredness is my biggest barrier in the evenings. Or, nervousness is a real barrier when I try to speak.
Next, impulsivity. Acting on what you want right now. No long-term thinking involved.
Example: my impulsivity shows up exactly when I'm supposed to study. Or, I'm learning to manage my impulsivity around my phone.
Next, procrastination. Delaying something important even though you know you should do it.
Example: procrastination keeps pushing my practice to tomorrow. Or, I need one tiny step to beat my procrastination.
And finally, accountability. Being responsible for your actions, often with someone helping you stay on track.
Example: having a study partner gives me real accountability. Or, I need more accountability or nothing gets done.
So today's 6 words were willpower, strategy, barrier, impulsivity, procrastination, and accountability.
Useful for English learning, but honestly, for health, work, and just surviving life in general, too.
One last thing. Let's turn a harsh sentence into a kinder one. Instead of, I have no willpower, try, I need a strategy that doesn't rely only on willpower.
Instead of, I always fail, try, my last strategy didn't work. I'm figuring out what actually will.
If this made you laugh or think, like the video, subscribe to Mr. Speakeasy English, and drop a sentence in the comments using today's words. Maybe something like, I don't need a perfect plan. I need a plan I can actually survive. Take care of your English, and take care of the life you're slowly, hilariously building. This is Sarah. This is Mike, and you've been listening to Mr. Speakeasy English. Bye.